Welcome to my garden, Teresa Marie Art and Design. I just wanted to show you a couple little tips on gardening. My husband found this at a yard sale. It's just some nettle, and I have a couple of them. And what I did is I put Irish moss in there. And because I live in the Pacific Northwest, then all the little ferns, they seeded themselves in there. This is a plant called fringe cup. It's a native plant to the Pacific Northwest. And I put Irish moss on the sides, and then I put a lot of cedar bark and just organic potting soil in there. Another thing that I'm doing, I've been creating a cool environment. So it's like an outdoor room. I have a patio cover above me, and then I have my espalier apple trees over here. I have some hanging pots over here that have coconut in them. And I have something over here, another espalier apple tree. So I know I've shown this before, but my apples are doing really well. And then over here, I've got my grapevine. And I've been pruning the grapevine because this summer I want to have grapes more than I do the grapevine wreaths. Another thing I like to do when I'm working, so right now the weather's really hot, and all my chives, the little flower heads, they turned purple and they've dried. So they all look like this. And what I do is I just pull them off or snip them off with some shears. And then what I do is I just dry them and I put them in just a little colander like this. And I just crunch it like this, and I separate the seed, the chive seeds. And I do that with a lot of other flower seed heads. And then I just go like this, and the seeds, see all those seeds? And then I have these little envelopes. They're like little tiny manila envelopes. You want something to breathe. And I put my seeds in there, or any kind of an envelope. And then I write the name of the seed that's on the envelope. And then I write the year that I've collected the seeds. And then I use these for next year, or I could use them this summer. But right now, I don't want the chives to take over in this one flower bed. So what I did is I pulled all the seed heads off, and I'm drying them. And then I'd like to introduce them into another part of my garden. And then what I do is I like to give away seed heads to friends. Sometimes I sell them at arts and craft fairs. Sometimes what I do is I have a lot of art cards, and I put them with my art cards, and I'll gift those to people, or I sell those as well. So they're just some little tips on gardening in the garden and in the summer. And right now it's been very hot. We've had weather that has been in the high 90s, which is kind of unusual for our time of year and for the month of June. Another thing that I've been doing is I have a worm, it's like a worm factory or a worm bin. And I know I've said this on prior videos, and see if you could see, it has 4 layers, and it has a spigot right here. So I've already poured the worm tea out of there, but I just keep this right there, so even if it does leak, and I collect the worm tea. So I have different layers. So this is more of the fresh greenery, and just I like to take say the tops of, say, a strawberry, I put those in there. I have coffee filters and coffee grinds. I have my lettuce that is starting to go bad and starting to seed. I don't want it to seed, so I take these off and I put them in there. They taste a little bitter, so I don't like to use those. And so that is more of the freshest of all the compost. And then as you go down, it's one layer. And here, and what happens is that you see that the worms, they crawl up to the newer compost. So if you look there, those are worms. And then they create a worm tea. And all their waste filters through into here. And then I take this and I just put it in I just got this at a yard sale. It was only $5 and it's silver. And then I just take this and I pour it in there and then I dilute it with water. So right now, some of my plants, because of the heat, they need a little extra punch. So like these are petunias. This is lobia. This is a calabroc. I can't pronounce it. Calabrachoa, and hummingbirds love these. So I like to keep. So here's a blue lobia. Here's more of a pink lobia, and I also have some white lobia in my hanging pots where the gazebo is over there. And then I have my bird feeder over here. And I like to just create this cool outdoor room for the summertime. It's great to entertain here. It's great to work here. And then also to just have some time with my husband. And I'm going to have some of my adult children coming to visit with their friends. And so I'm looking forward to having them out here in the garden. I'll show you a couple other little things. What I have here, the slugs tend to get my sweet basil. So what I've done here is I have 2 potted plants of sweet basil. So I don't want the slugs to get those. And I love using these for cooking. I have my strawberries here. I have some cat grass and some cat mint over here. So when it's sunny, my cats like to lay on the patio here. And then I have another cat mint over here. So I just like to create this really nice, relaxing environment. So thank you for joining me, and contact me if you have any other questions.